I think that's a good point to bring up. I am still bullish on it long term, but we're going to have to see Hex and Pulse and all of that do well first. So my personal thesis and speculation is that Hex needs to do well, establish a higher price point, get into its own bull run. And then once that starts to happen and T-shares again become unobtainable to the average retail market participant, then that's when they're going to start looking to things like Hedron and Icosa to get that T-share exposure, because you just can't get that with Hex anymore. So Hedron will just like skyrocket once we start to get those that bull market money back in the system, because the fundamentals are so strong. But right now, like if its value is derived from the T-share and Hex is just in the shitter, like it's only natural that these are going to outperform to the downside because they're more abstracted away from the thing that's lost value. So
is that the way to understand it? To understand it as when Hex does well, these should do well because they're so tied to Hex, and the disconnect maybe is like they're a different coin, different ticker, different, some different game theory around them, but Is it just because, maybe Hedron, it's a new coin, it was a new coin, and, kind of reset in a lot of ways, new players, new wells and stuff like that. So people think, oh, maybe it can go higher in certain ways, or get more multiples in different cycle conditions. Is that the disconnect between treating them differently just because they are a different token technically?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like I said before, you can get a squid position in Hedron for a couple $100, and in Hex you need a couple $1,000. So like it just attracts a different level of user, and you can still get yield in it, just like you can still get trustless yield with Hedron and Icosa like you can with Hex. But they're different tickers, and even though their value is derived from the same thing, their value proposition is different.
So the answer is like, oh, why is Hedron and Icosa down so much? Is Hex up right now?
Yeah, because Hex is down. And like when Hedron did all of its runs back when it was like 7-8 cents, more or less, a lot of that was just due to like probably boredom in the market, excitement over this new thing that we're getting. That's pretty cool in my opinion. But it wasn't because Hex was going up. It wasn't because Hex was going up. It was more based on speculation around the asset, and it did great. It did a 30x run from its first bottom to its second local top. Didn't make an all-time high, but we haven't seen Hedron and Icosa exist in a Hex bull market yet. So we still have a lot to see for how this asset can perform over time.